Greetings, dear people following people of the vlogicness. And I forgot to stop the autofocus. Okay, now there's no more autofocus, so even if I do this, there is no blurry thingy going on. And I just realized I'm very often wearing this sweater in this kind of videos because it's my cozy sweater with this kind of fluffy stuff on the inside, and I really like wearing it even without a shirt under it. So, fluffiness. And this is the thing about those vlogs, they're just meant to be casual and whenever I feel like it, and I'm not dressing up with shirts like I do for other videos or work or something, so it's really just me being like in a feel-good state. Anyways, just wanted to share that I just finished the first season of the I don't know, what's the genre? Oh wait, there is it. Comedy crime drama series Castle. I got it recommended a few days ago by Lauren. However you pronounce her DeviantArt name. Let me check. Okay. Laniel Lioness. Laniel Lioness. Lenny Lioness? Lani Lioness? Also, the last part is Lioness, so I guess. Even though she has a... well, I see a little bit of a line in her OC, so... Or her pony-sona, whatever. Anyways, she's also the gal who did the initial creation of my Fursona, link below. And when we talked about how I want my Fursona to look like, I also kind of like it kind of happens when you talk to me that we kind of get distracted and off topic and stuff like this, and so we ended up talking about television shows, and she was like, oh well, do you know the show Castle? It's very fun, because I believe we started out talking about Nathan Fillion for some reason, or whatever his name is. I'm not good with names, in case you didn't pick up on it by now. So the guy the captain from Firefly, I'm not sure what we have been talking about that he sprang to mind, but then she was like, oh, if you like him as an actor, do you know the show Castle? And I was like, no, I don't know the show Castle, tell me about it. And she was like, oh, hey, here, funny crime show, check it out. And that's pretty much what I did, and I got hooked quite instantly. It's a very cool and fun show, and I have to say, it is basically, it is the same formula. A little bit of a setup in this show. Nathan plays mystery crime writer called Richard Castle. So therefore, there's the name of the show. It's his last name, or his character's last name, and he gets, in the pilot episode, police forces have a case, they get him as a, because it resembles one of his works, and so he gets drafted to help them solving this one case, and as it often happens, he keeps sticking around, and he becomes I believe there's an entire page on TV tropes about this kind of character, or this kind of setup for a show when you have this funny, a little bit loony outsider who, for some reasons and shenanigans, starts working with the police forces and gets paired up with a very serious cop and stuff like this. And so the setup is as unoriginal as it gets. I mean, I have seen it before in shows like Psych, what was the other? Monk was also one. Even so, Manga was also a good one. I tried to list off bad examples. Psych got bored of it very, very quickly. I believe the show Chuck had something like this going on, which also was like, so, Chuck was such a failure. I mean, they were trying to jump the entire nerd is cool thing, but the nerd they took, he was so unauthentic. It was like, wow, look, we heard nerds are cool, so we research random cliches about nerds and create a character, but because it's a television show in America, he still needs to be cool, actually cool, so blah? Yeah, so we have so many shows with this kind of theme, so to make it good, you really need to make it good, and they did it. Nathan is a great character. His female counterpart, I probably know her as well. I'm not sure. Her character name is Beckett. They have a great chemistry, playing it back and forth, and it's fun to watch. They really created a great dynamic between them. Even in one episode, Castle is like. They are talking about an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend of hers, and he's like, well, he's this, he lists off a lot of very positive traits, and he's like, you see the problem, and she's like, no, and he's like, he's a male version of you. You need a yin to your yang, otherwise it's a yin yin, and yeah, he's true. They have a very fitting dynamic which complements each other in a comedic, but also in a believable way. So yeah, they are the typical case of attracting opposites and great dynamic, and not even without the obviously sexual tension. Oh man, we have a male and a female protagonist. What might happen there as long as they're not brother and sister? So yes, the romance between them is kind of unsubtle. There's a lot of unsubtle things in the series, but it still works. I mean, Castle even has this smart as teenage daughter character there, and there are some scenes that are so absolutely show-offy American television stupid. Like, because he is a famous author, he is rich, so in one episode he and his daughter are playing laser tag because they have their own equipment, laser tag in his penthouse flat thingy, which is like, so like, okay, sure, he's living everybody's dream by having his very own laser tag, and he's such a cool dad. He plays with his daughter laser tag, and she's such a cool girl that she plays laser tag. She's also theoretically annoying, smart as perfect Mary Sue character. But even so, everything is wrong about her. She is a likable character you enjoy to watch, and she still adds to the whole dynamic of the show. And I believe a show about her as a protagonist would be horrible to watch. But having him, Castle, as such a super flawed, incredibly bad character, but in a likable way. He has so many bad traits. But having this perfect little daughter and him being such a concerned father in the end, after all, gives a whole lot of dimension to him again. So yeah, basically where I want to go with this is it's a great show. I just finished the first season, as I said in the beginning, so much for not being redundant. But also I wanted to share, oh god damn it, the last 3 minutes of the last 3 minutes of the last episode of the first season were like, oh great, it's one of those shows that pull the really, really big cliffhangers for season endings, which is something really cruel to do for two reasons. First of all, usually there is a long hiatus until the next season starts, so people, I mean, sure, I understand it. You have to throw something out there to make people want to come back. But making it such a cliffhanger, it's such last moment, is like, "Rah." This show is already in season 7, so I can instantly continue watching, which I will do, by the way. But nevertheless, to leave it hanging open like this is like cruel to the people who have to wait for many months until the next episode comes out. And it also can be really, really bad in case a show gets cancelled and they don't stop doing this. My example in that regard would be Farscape, a show I haven't come around to talk about. I love Farscape. Farscape is, in my eyes, the best and worst sci-fi one of the best and one of the worst sci-fi shows out there. I will talk about this paradox statement at some point in the future lengths. But they ended the last season with a super big cliffhanger. And thankfully, they got around to make a two-parter TV special with extra long episodes to kind of wrap up all the storylines they had planned for, I believe, at least one more season, all crammed into one, which was a horrible, rushed mindfuck, but it gave at least a little bit of closure. Especially in regards to this one cliffhanger and to a lot of other strings that have still needed to be attached and concluded. But yeah, I'm really hope they don't pull this entire super cliffhanger thing until the very end, because it's like, as soon as I have caught up to the show, I will be really pissed if they do this. I mean, a lot of shows do that, but there are different kinds of cliffhangers, like hinting towards big things to come and stopping a character mid-sentence. You don't do this. Nevertheless, watch Castle, check out my Fursona. I still need to come up with a great show a great reason to show it off on my main channel, which will be tricky in the next time because busy with the new season and stuff. So I just can't post it on Tumblr and Furfinity and everywhere and be like, look, my Fursona. So check it out. Anyways, this is ANY saying see you soon.